The history of Neuschwanstein Castle, high in the Bavarian Alps, perched dramatically above the village of Hohenschwangau in southwest Bavaria, lies Neuschwanstein Castle, one of the most iconic and romantic castles in the world. With its soaring towers, white limestone facade, and backdrop of rugged mountains, it almost feels like it has been plucked straight from a fairy tale. In fact, many say it inspired the famous Disney castle. But the story of Neuschwanstein is not just about beauty, it's about a king's dream, his struggles, and his mysterious end. The tale begins in the mid-19th century with King Ludwig II of Bavaria, often remembered as the fairy tale king. Ludwig was only 18 when he ascended the throne in 1864, inheriting a kingdom undergoing political turmoil. He was a deeply romantic soul, fascinated by medieval legends, opera, and architecture, especially the works of composer Richard Wagner, whose music and stories captivated him. Ludwig longed for a retreat away from politics and the modern world, a personal sanctuary where he could live in a fantasy inspired by knights, swans, and heroic sagas. In 1868, Ludwig commissioned the construction of Neuschwanstein Castle, replacing the ruins of two older castles, Vorderhohenschwangau and Hinterhohenschwangau. The name Neuschwanstein translates to New Swan Stone, a nod to the Swan Knight legend and to Ludwig's favorite motif, the swan, which also symbolized purity and beauty. The design was entrusted to Christian Jank, a theatrical stage designer rather than a traditional architect, a choice that explains why the castle feels like a stage set rather than a purely functional fortress. Architect Eduard Riedel and later George von Dahlmand translated Jank's visions into actual plans. Construction began in 1869, and although Ludwig envisioned a vast and magnificent palace, much of it was never completed. The castle's blend of Romanesque, Gothic, and Byzantine styles was deliberate. Ludwig wanted an idealized version of a medieval knight's castle rather than a historically accurate reconstruction. For nearly 2 decades, builders, craftsmen, and artists worked on the project. The pace was slow due to Ludwig's constant revisions and financial troubles. By 1884, enough of the castle was complete for Ludwig to move in, but it remained largely unfinished at his death in 1886. The circumstances of his death, found drowned in Lake Starnberg alongside his doctor, under mysterious conditions, remain a topic of speculation to this day. Shortly after his death, the Bavarian government opened the castle to the public. Ironically, the very private retreat Ludwig had built to escape the world became one of the most visited landmarks in Europe. Today, Neuschwanstein welcomes more than 1.4 million visitors annually, standing as a testament to Ludwig's dream and his love for beauty and imagination. 10 amazing facts about Neuschwanstein Castle. It inspired the Disney castle. Neuschwanstein Castle famously served as the inspiration for Sleeping Beauty's castle at Disneyland and for the Cinderella castle used in Disney branding. Its romantic silhouette and whimsical towers made it the perfect model for a fairy tale palace. It was never completed. King Ludwig II had grand plans for more than 200 rooms, but only about 15 were finished before his death. The throne hall, Singer's Hall, and Ludwig's lavish bedroom are among the most spectacular completed spaces. It's not as old as it looks. Despite its medieval style, Neuschwanstein is a 19th century creation. It was built with modern technologies for its time, including running water, flush toilets, and central heating. A stage designer created the plans. Christian Jank, the castle's conceptual designer, was a stage set painter. His background in theater design explains the fantastical, romanticized elements that make Neuschwanstein look more like a dream than a practical fortress. Ludwig was declared insane before his death. Just days before he was found dead, King Ludwig II was declared mentally unfit to rule by government officials, without a proper medical examination. Many historians suspect political motives behind this decision. The castle was almost destroyed in World War II. During the final days of World War II, the Nazis used Neuschwanstein to store looted art. There are rumors that Hitler ordered it destroyed to prevent it from falling into Allied hands, but fortunately, this never happened. It's one of the most photographed buildings in the world. With its dramatic location among mountains and lakes, Neuschwanstein has become a favorite subject for photographers. The nearby Marienbruck, Mary's Bridge, offers the most famous view. It has a secret artificial cave. One of the quirkiest features of the castle is a small grotto built inside, complete with fake stalactites and lighting effects, showing Ludwig's fascination with theatrical illusion. It was funded mostly from Ludwig's own pocket. Ludwig financed the construction largely with his personal funds and loans, not taxpayer money. His extravagant spending, however, led to massive debts and political pressure. It's a UNESCO World Heritage candidate, although not yet officially recognized. Neuschwanstein has been nominated for UNESCO World Heritage status due to its cultural and historical significance. Why Neuschwanstein endures in popular imagination? Neuschwanstein Castle captures the essence of romantic escapism. It's not a fortress built for war, nor a purely functional royal residence. It's the manifestation of one man's fantasy, blending history, legend, and art into one breathtaking vision. For King Ludwig II, it was a retreat from reality. For us today, it's a reminder of the power of imagination. Visitors walking through its halls can sense both the beauty and the melancholy embedded in its walls. The throne hall, with its golden mosaics and soaring arches, reflects Ludwig's dream of divine kingship. The Singers' Hall celebrates German legends with paintings of knights and swans. Yet outside these completed rooms, unfinished corridors remind us of the dream cut short. Its setting only adds to the magic. Cradled between rugged peaks and overlooking shimmering lakes, it changes character with the seasons. In winter, it appears like a snow-covered wonderland. In summer, it rises from a lush green landscape. While Ludwig may have built Neuschwanstein for solitude, it has become a place where millions share in the beauty he so cherished. The castle's continued popularity is not just about architecture. It's about stepping into a storybook world where the lines between history and fantasy blur.